Good morning and welcome to the show, and thanks for waking up with us today. We're waking up here at MarineMax with Bob Fowler. And Bob, thanks so much for letting us come back again.
Absolutely, Don. Good to see you always.
Yeah, last week we talked about that NOAA seminar that you were having here. How did all that go?
It was awesome. It always is.
Yeah, and a lot of good knowledge here.
Yes, sir. You know, talking about knowledge, you know, it's very important. Just like anything else, knowledge gives you power.
Sure.
And gives you confidence. And one of the things that we have offered, since I've been here for 13 years, I started bringing in the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary to teach a safe boating class. It's the same class they teach at the college and other places over a period of weeks. They do it here in one day. There is a registration fee of $35 per person and $20 for any additional family member. And that includes lunch, all your class materials. It goes from 8:30 to 4:30. You get your certification, discount on insurance. It's a great, great thing.
That's
and
wonderful.
We recommend it for everybody. Not if they're just buying a boat, but everybody has never taken that course. They need to take it.
So you don't really have to be a MarineMax customer
Absolutely
to come
not.
here and
Absolutely
take the
not.
seminar.
We're here for the community, and we're offering these educational purposes and things for anyone that wants to get involved in boating and do it safely and do it confidently. And then, you know, one of the things that we offer, of course, we talked about our seminars. Our next fishing seminar will be next Saturday, which is the 14th, and that's on catching cobia.
Oh,
and
man.
everybody, you know, we look back here at our lifestyle center and we see a guy back here catching some fish. And so, you know, Tom Putnam became my partner in our fishing seminars almost 13 years ago, and he owns all the half-hitch tackle stores. I mean, when I came up with the concept with these seminars, I started asking around, who do I get? Who's the best one? I mean, Tom Putnam, Tom Putnam, Tom Putnam. He was raised on his father's charter boats. He knows these waters better than anybody. He knows methodology, he knows tackle, he knows all the things.
And he catches fish.
And he catches fish. He and Ron Barick, who is one of his top guys there. In fact, Ron is a professor at the college, teaches a fishing course at Gulf Coast. And they both work together in doing all my fishing seminars. And that cobia seminar is always a great one. Everybody looks forward to it.
That's a great thing about MarineMax. I mean, you bring in the talent. I mean, it doesn't have to be some salesman who works here. You bring in the smart people who know what's going on.
I want the best in the community to do it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, you get professionals and you get those who really know what they're doing and what they're talking about. And that's been a real joy of mine, you know, to bring in these kinds of people that are just a storehouse and a treasure of knowledge. And Tom and Ron have a way of just relating this to folks and to people that is just it's so easy, and people pick it up. And in those fishing seminars, they have a color pass out that they go by, and everybody can make their own notes, take it with them. And then also we have a special discount card that's good at all half-hitch tackle stores.
Oh, geez.
It's a great discount. So we just have a great time. And the fishing seminars are all free. So all you got to do is register by calling 708-1317 or going to our website and registering, and we'd love to see you.
So if we go out to the website, we can see where all the classes are, when they're going to be.
Yeah.
And they're all right here at MarineMax, right?
Exactly. If you go to our website, www.marinemax.com, and then you look at our store at Panama City Beach, and then when you bring up our store sheet or page, it says events. And you just scroll down to the events, hit events, and they show you all the events, all the seminars, all the classes that are upcoming. And you just go there, so it tells you how to register, and you just do it right there.
Awesome stuff. Bob Fowler, thanks so much for getting us right. And thanks for getting all these classes together.
Well, it's a joy. Yeah. Do you know, I haven't counted, except for the end of the year, our last one in November of last year. I counted up, and of course there's repeats that come too. But up to November this past year, we've had over 8,000 people come to our seminars.
8,000 people
in
a year, right here at little old MarineMax here on Panama City Beach. Thanks again.
My
Thanks
pleasure,
so much for
Don.
doing it.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after your Waking Up with Don weather. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Alan Graham from Counts Real Estate, and we're going to talk about the lemon law. Alan, welcome back to the show.
Morning, Don. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I know there are lemon laws for automobiles, and there's lemon laws for a whole bunch of consumer products, but is there a lemon law for homes?
You know, in commercial real estate, there's a caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. But with residential, it's a little bit more specific, and there's certain protections put into place for residential home buyers because they are not supposed to be quite as educated in the real estate laws and real estate purchasing. So
well, that's true, because how many times in your life do you buy a house? I mean,
yeah, and that really is where it goes
times,
to. You have to put your faith and trust in the real estate agent that you've chosen. But your first line of defense in that is your personal observation. If something doesn't just look right, you need to ask the realtor or ask somebody about something at a residential location. So that'd be your first line of defense.
Is yourself.
Yeah, is yourself, your own wisdom and your own personal experience. Your second line of defense is going to be, in the state of Florida, you're required to fill out a seller's disclosure about everything you know about the house. I don't trust those things that much, because a lot of people filling those disclosures out don't know what they're being asked. They're not professional construction people. They could ask, has the roof been replaced? Well, it was, but that was 20 years ago. And so there's questions that are not exactly right in there. And of course, your third line of defense, if you decide to purchase a home and you put a contract in on that home, is going to be a home inspection. And you hire a reputable home inspector to go in and inspect all of those things that are supposed to be operating the way that they were designed to be. And that could be everything from the windows that are fogged. A lot of people in houses today have
you see
those fogged windows, and that's a functional obsolescence. That's something that is broken, that is not working the way it was designed to work. There's cosmetic issues, chipped paint, carpet torn. Those are cosmetic issues, and those typically don't fall into the functional category. So you do have a lot of lines of defense there for personal protection in real estate.
What about home inspectors?
Home inspectors are great. They go in for a fee, and there's additional fees if you have pools. So those fees range anywhere from $350 to $600 for a regular residential home. What I recommend that a seller do, if you're preparing to sell, is to go ahead and have a home inspection done, because you will forget that the sprayer on the kitchen sink does not work. You will forget that your dishwasher doesn't work right, or there's a leak under the kitchen sink that you've just never gotten around to fixing. That's going to show up in his report, and when it shows up in a home inspection report, it looks a lot more ominous to a buyer.
Right.
Gee, the kitchen sink's leaking. What else is there wrong with the house?
How do you choose a home inspector? I guess your realtor would recommend someone, or?
Typically, most realtors work with 2 or 3 home inspectors that they've had a history with, and they know what their work is. There's also a follow-up inspection done by these home inspectors. If they find things that are wrong and the homeowner's supposed to repair them according to the contract, and they do repair those things, the inspector goes back and does a follow-up visit. And so,
now what about warranties? You can buy a warranty with your house to protect yourself?
home warranties are absolutely great. We recommend them in every home sale that we do. A lot of the average home sales that we do, the homes have 10 to 15 years on them, so you're going to have water heater issues, you're going to have HVAC or air conditioning issues, you're going to have oven or dishwasher issues, and those things that are all covered by the home warranty.
Yeah, just anecdotally, I know in our old house, we reached that 1 year, everything broke. 1 year, everything started going around a 10, 12-year mark. Things just started breaking. And we had a home warranty that covered a lot of that stuff and saved us a lot of trouble. Yeah,
they're really great, and they usually average about $450 for a 1 year coverage. You're basically buying an insurance policy to cover most of the major appliances, and of course the price goes up if you've got a pool pump or a hot tub or other outside things that go in there. But usually in a home that's 10 years old or older, it's wise to always carry a home warranty, and you can renew those. And you don't have to have just bought a home to do that. You can go online and buy a home warranty for your home.
So when it comes to the lemon law, just don't buy a lemon. Use your common sense and use a realtor.
That's exactly right.
Alan Graham from Counts Real Estate, thanks so much.
Thanks, Don.
We'll see you next week, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Allison Smith from Herb Effects Lawn Care and Pest Control. Now, these are obviously not lawn or pests, but these are shrubs of some sort or other.
These are very common shrubs that everyone has in their yard. And this is the time of year when you want to, we're still cold, but we're about to, everything's going to start growing and fleshing out. This is the perfect time of year that you want to, really, if you have any hard pruning you want to do, let's say you have, like say Indian hawthorn, or you have hollies around your house, this is the perfect time of year. You can cut them hard, and they don't care.
These are azaleas?
These are pittosporum.
Pittosporum.
They either come in variegated like this or solid green.
That's an azalea.
This is an encore azalea. Yes, it is.
Okay.
This is actually one of my all-time favorite plants.
I had these at my old house.
Very common shrub.
They grow like crazy.
Yes,
They
yes.
do. And cutting them back it's a chore.
You can hedge them. Look, these are very forgiving.
I used to hedge them with the electric clippers.
And like this time of year, when I say cut them back, if you want to cut a foot off, you can drop them hard. It'll have ugly. You think, oh God, I've killed it. It'll come back no problem.
Really?
Yeah. This is the time of year to do it. And we're just gonna, let's say, pretty common. If you don't want to do any hard pruning, you just want to neaten it up. You can actually just keep your little handy pruners, and you want to cut down below.
And get a good pair of pruners too,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
It's so worth the money. Spend good ones. They last so much longer. You just want to take it down below where you want it to be so you can't see it and just cut it out. So you don't even see that I made a cut. Like this is a little tiny one. You just want to take it down below the other limbs. Not even going to see that.
Oh, it looks so much better now
This guy
already.
right here is a little out of shape. And the same thing, if he's kind of lopsided or if you want to tighten it up, you can come sideways, do the same thing. You're not going to see it. But again, if you wanted to really cut this thing and cut it really, really hard and go really low and take all the height off, not going to care one bit. Very, very, very forgiving.
Because it's that time of year anyway, and it should be dormant.
Yes. So
Now
this is the time of year to really do some hard cutting.
Now this is a small guy. This will get pretty big, won't it?
Oh yeah, they'll get, if you let it go and never trimmed it, probably maybe 6 feet tall.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
I mean,
But you can keep it at 3 feet and keep it at 2 feet.
Yeah.
Just how often you want to have to trim.
I was fighting these back at the house. We had a whole bunch of them, had a row of them, and I go with the electric clippers, and I was like, geez, I was ready to tear them out because
they're great.
Because they
Yeah,
really
very,
take off.
very hardy. The only thing they can get a little bit buggy in the summer, so you may need like an insecticide on them, but they're very, very low maintenance.
Okay. Now what about this
Aha,
azalea
your
here?
azalea.
Now this is kind of a local southern flower. We even have an azalea queen. Did you know that?
We do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have an azalea trail.
And they're just getting ready to bloom. They have a couple of buds. And everyone in their yard, if you have the old-fashioned, like, original azaleas, they're blooming. They're just starting to bloom. They'll last about 6 weeks. Once they quit blooming, that is when you want to trim and shape up your azaleas. Azaleas are funny. Most shrubs set their blooms before they bloom. Azaleas bloom in the spring, and they're going to set their buds for next year fairly soon afterwards. So if you cut them too late, then you're cutting all of next year's blooms off.
So wait till after they've bloomed
Right
to
now.
cut them back.
So we're in mid-February. They're just starting to bloom. You want to trim them, say, early April once all the blooms fall off. And same thing as we did before. You just want to, like all these leggy people have, they sprout out. You want to take them down where you can't see it, down below the height. And we're just going to trim all this off, and you're not going to notice really so much.
Can you cut it anywhere along that branch there?
You
or
can,
should
but
you do it at the
wherever
base,
you
or?
cut it, it's going to sprout. So you want to make it neat.
So, you don't
if
have to
cut
cut
it
it in any
halfway
particular
up,
place. I mean, you cut it right here.
You could.
It's going to sprout out from there.
Yes. So what you want to do is see how it's got some nice kind of a lower level. Try to get everything below that level. And then this one's a little thin on the inside.
Yeah, so people can see what we're talking about.
It's kind of open in here. So you want to take a few of these cuts deep down in, so that you get some interior growth, so it looks more full evenly.
Now, I guess the same rules apply if you have any branches that are touching or crossing.
Yes. Well, definitely yes, but with shrubs, it's a little harder to see them all. So it's
So
if you
anything
can
that's
see
obvious.
them, yes, obvious, exactly. But when you get azaleas that are, huge masses, you're not going to get to see all those cuts.
So we can trim these pretty much any time, I guess.
You
but
can.
Now's the best time.
to do really hard cuts
And these guys like April.
after they bloom.
After they bloom, early April-ish.
And if you're looking to plant something or update in your yard, encores cost, depending on where you buy them, about double the price of a regular azalea. This guy's going to bloom 4 to 5 times a year. Whereas your old-fashioned original azaleas, they bloom once, they bloom right now, and they're done.
So an encore is well worth
So
it.
to me, it's definitely where with money.
Allison Smith from Herb Effects, thank you so much. When in doubt, give Herb Effects a call.
230-1200.
All right, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Chief Joe Coco from the Panama City Beach Fire Department, and we're going to talk about spring break safety. Welcome back to the show, Chief.
Nice to see you.
And congratulations on your promotion.
It's an exciting time for me, that's for sure.
It is. I remember when you were a captain. It was Captain Joe Coco, and now you're a chief, which is great. Congratulations, well deserved and well done. I know we have you on the show periodically to talk about fire safety and just safety in general, but spring break presents a lot of unique challenges, doesn't it?
Oh, you know, Don, spring break is the most dangerous time for Panama City Beach. While business owners are worried about making a lot of money during the spring break, the fire department is very concerned about the life safety of these young college students that are coming down there having a good time and kind of putting safety really on the back burner.
That's true. I mean, young people will be young people. We're going to have fun. They're going to do their thing. I said we, like I'm one of them. They're going to have their fun. They're going to probably do some dopey stuff. But, you know, fire safety is 24/7, 365. I mean, you've got to look out for it. And when you've got large crowds, I mean, and that's why crowds are kind of scary to me. When you've got large crowds, I mean, bad things can happen when you put fire and large crowds together.
Oh, absolutely. A crowd crush to a door could really hurt, obviously, a lot of people in a short period of time due to the amount of people inside nightclubs, restaurants, hotels. It would only take a few seconds to really clog up the exits and really have a tragic result. And we've seen that in past nightclub fires. The Station nightclub fire is a prime example of a crowd crush to the door where everybody was trying to leave.
Was that in New England somewhere?
That was in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, right.
But
so what can business owners do to make sure people are safe?
You know, Don, business owners really need to contact the local fire department and get some training. Crowd management, knowing what to do with the crowd, making sure they're not going to all try to escape at the same exit.
Having an adequate number of exits.
Oh, yeah.
Making sure the capacity is not exceeded for that building.
Oh, yeah. Overcrowding is a big problem, especially in nightclubs. That's we understand they're trying to make money, but unfortunately overcrowding is a serious concern that we have.
Now, if I'm a business owner and I give you a call, will you come out and inspect my building?
Well, we have a fire inspector that'll do that for you. Captain Jordan is our fire inspector at Panama City Beach, and he'll come out and go over the life safety code with the owner and the key things that need to be checked, especially making sure if, the sprinkler system has been inspected, exits are clear. You know, people have a training in crowd management. You know, even use of a simple fire extinguisher training for the employers could really,
That's right. And something as simple as that.
Containing a fire in the incipient stage before it gets out of control and really stabilizing the incident before we even get there would be a great help to the fire department.
Chief, we have to run off to a break, but on the other side of these messages, let's talk about what not only business owners can do, but what students can do and what just normal families can do to make sure they're safe from fire and the hazards of what you call crowd crush. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. We're talking with Chief Joe Coco from the Panama City Beach Fire Department about fire safety during spring break. Now, we talked a little bit about, business owners. Business owners can do a self-inspection and just making sure simple things like making sure exits aren't blocked, making sure they're not locked, making sure your sprinkler systems, make sure your employees know how to operate a fire extinguisher. A lot of people think, oh, nothing simpler than a fire extinguisher, but guess what? Some people get confused by them.
Oh, absolutely. Training your employees on crowd management, use of fire extinguishers. If the fire alarm is going to be activated, all your people trained to know how to evacuate the building.
Yeah, what happens when the alarm goes off?
Yeah,
what do your employees do?
Are you just going to stand there and look at it? Or, if an alarm goes off, you have to treat it like the real thing because you really don't know why that alarm was activated. And, if there is a fire, you have to get your people out of the nightclub very quickly. And those people are having a great time, and it could be a fog machine going on or whatever effects they're using.
That's a good point, Chief, because you don't necessarily have to have a fire to create a crowd crush to the door. I mean, it could just be smoke. It could be a disturbance. It could be a fight where people just want to get out.
Right.
And then people are crushed at the door. So what would be your advice to perhaps be to spring breakers when they go to a club or a restaurant?
Well, the best thing to do when you're going to any kind of public assembly, whether you're a spring breaker or an adult, it really doesn't matter, is look for alternative exits. When you come inside, try to, like you say, know the actual layout of the club or the layout of the restaurant. If my first way is blocked by fire or an emergency, what's my second way out? Look for those emergency signs. They'll have an illuminated exit sign. That's part of the life safety code that tells people those are your alternative ways out.
So look for those illuminated exit signs when you enter. And just keep in mind that the way in isn't always the best way out.
Oh, absolutely.
It's probably the worst way out, actually, because everybody's going to try and get there.
Right. It's no different than going into a movie theater. You know, there's usually one exit that's away from the way you came in, you know, or two ways that you might have came into the theater. You know, always looking for alternative exits. It's a big thing. And have kind of a game plan, you know. If there's an emergency, you got some friends, hey, you know, we'll meet outside, whatever the case may be. You know, it doesn't matter how you exit the building. It matters that you kind of, you know, get up with your friends and say, hey, we made it safely outside here.
Yeah, accountability.
Yeah.
You got to make sure all your buds that go in, make sure they all get out.
Oh, yeah, because most people come down here with a boatload of friends and, you know, colleagues. You know, they're here to have a good time. But again, fire safety is not really on that top 10 list.
And it's, you know, it sounds kind of nerdy, but have a meeting place.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, guys, we're going into this club. We may get separated. If something happens, let's all meet back by the car.
Oh,
or we'll go meet by this lamppost or something.
Oh, sure.
I mean, things as simple as that. Just a little pre-planning could actually save your life.
Oh, yeah.
Chief Joe Coco, Panama City Beach Fire Department, thank you and everyone on the fire department for everything that you do for keeping us safe and for keeping our kids and spring breakers safe.
Let's hope for a safe spring break this 2015 for sure, Don.
You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you next time.